Merge tool in Word allows you to send one letter to a number of recipients and personalizing that letter to each individual. To begin the mail merge in Word, you want to start by clicking on the Mailings tab, choose Start Mail Merge and Step-by-Step Mail Merge Wizard. The toolbar that appears down the right-hand side of the screen will walk you through the process. We're going to create a letter. We're going to do a Christmas letter asking for gifts from specific relatives. So I'm going to then click on Starting Document at the bottom of the task pane. The second step is to choose the document. I'm going to use the current document. This is a good reason to start with a blank Word document. And next I'm going to select recipients. I can use an existing list that I've used in previous letters, or I can create a new list. We're going to create a new list with this one. Click on Create, and Word comes with a number of fields already created. Many of these we're not going to use, and we also want to add our own field. We're going to click on Customize Columns, and we can accept some of these fields. Some of them we don't need. I'm going to click on Company Name and delete that. I only need one address line, so I'm going to delete one of the address lines. I'm going to change state to province, so I'm going to click on Rename. I'll change zip code to postal code. And I'm going to remove the last 4 fields. The easiest way to do this is click on the bottom one, choose Delete and Yes, and Delete and Yes, Delete Yes, and finally Delete Yes. I also want to add a field. This field is going to hold the kinds of gifts that I want from these individuals. So I'm just going to call this the gift field. Click on OK and OK. Now I want to add in the individual records, all of the name, address, and gift information from each individual is called a record. So I'm going to start with Ms. and tab over, first name Mary, tab over, last name Smith. Auntie Mary lives at box 2384, Red Deer, Alberta, postal code. And what I want from Auntie Mary is a spa package. I'm going to tab, and that takes me to my second line. So this is going to be Mr. Henry Higgins, and Uncle Henry lives at RR2 Pinoca. And I want Uncle Henry to send me a trailer hitch. And tab over. And my third recipient is Mrs. Ethel Waters, and Auntie Ethel lives at 38 Wilson Crescent in Black Falls. And I want Auntie Ethel to send me a corner gas DVD. That is all I'm going to do for my address list. I'm going to click on OK. And what Word wants me to do is to save this list. It will save it into a default file on your computer's hard drive. If you're working on your home computer, that's fine. I'm going to create a separate folder. I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to call it Mail Merge. And inside this folder I'm going to put my address list, so I'm going to call it Christmas List, and click on Save. And there are my 3 relatives who are going to get my request for Christmas gift. I'm going to click on OK, and now I'm going to go to the next step, which is write my letter. I'm going to insert the date. I could do it using a keyboard shortcut, Alt-Shift-D, and enter a couple of times. And using proper letter format, I'm going to insert my inside address. This is where I can start putting my merge fields. So I'm going to insert the address block, and Word gives me an example of how that address is going to look. I'm quite happy with this. This type of information on a letter should be the same sort of information that you would find on an envelope. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to enter a couple of times, and now I want to put my greeting line. So I'm going to click on greeting line, and my greeting line format, always start with Dear. You have a choice here, but start with Dear. And I'm going to say use first name, so just click on the first name, and I'm going to use comma as my punctuation, and choose OK, and enter a couple of times, and I'm going to write my letter. Now, here is where I want to put in the field name for the gift. So I'm going to click on the More Items tool, find the specific field name that I want, which is the gift field name. Click on Insert and close that dialog box. I'm now going to add a period, because that's the end of the sentence, and start a new paragraph. And that's it for the letter. So now I'm going to preview the letter, so I'm going to click on that step, and I can preview the individual letters so I can make sure that there are no typos, that grammatically it's working. You can go from one recipient to the next to make sure all of the information is working. Now at this point you're still only doing a preview. You'll notice up in the ribbon that you are looking at your preview results. In order to complete the merge, you need to go to the next step, which is complete the merge, and you can edit the individual letters, and you can choose to merge the letters, all of the letters, just the current record, or if you're doing a large list, you can merge a certain portion of the letters. I'm just going to click on OK, and this produces a new document that contains all of the letters. So in this case, because we did 3 letters, this is a 3-page document. If you sent the letter to 10 people, you would end up with a 10-page document. And that's all there is to it.